that you guys had a nominating convention for you with your lieutenant governor candidate.
Yes.
I reached out to the Secretary of State's office, and they said that the way that you went about it didn't meet their qualification standards again.
So that is why we decided to send in a writ of mandamus. I don't speak Latin, so don't quote me on what the exact thing is called, but it will force them to put that through.
So you're still fighting?
Yes.
What's your level of confidence that this will be ultimately successful and that you'll be on the ballot?
Very confident. It sounds like, so I was actually just yesterday, I was talking with our state sheriff with the Libertarian Party. She's very confident. She has really good lawyers that are behind it and know what they're doing. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an attorney. It's not my field, but they do. So we are entirely reliant on them.
So you filed that in Polk County District Court, the writ of mandamus?
I
can ask.
You would have to ask them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know exactly where they filed that at.
Do you know when that was filed?
I believe that would have been Tuesday.
You talked a little bit about it on stage, but what does that tell you, that this party or that the state is fighting so hard to...
They're afraid. It's legitimately a fear issue. They know that they don't have the most popular candidate, and they're worried about losing control of the state because they've had control of the state for so long. And then you look at the last elections that we had here in Iowa. So they did have a supermajority. They no longer have that supermajority. So they're seeing the tides changing. And then you look at the popularity of all of our third-party candidates, whether it be libertarians, whether it be Green Party, or just independents in general. They are gaining popularity because so many people are just absolutely tired of the duopoly system that we have now faced for well over a century here in the United States. And people are tired of it, and they want to see something change. And they think, well, if we give these people the option, worst case scenario, it's still the same. Best case scenario, we actually do see change here in the country.
What's your reaction when you hear the Democratic candidate for governor kind of making that same argument that you just did?
So if the Democratic candidate for governor wanted to see the change from the independents, from the third parties, why did he decide to run for the Democratic nomination? Why did he decide to run as a Democrat if he's going to support the third parties and the independents so avidly?
Well, he was asked that recently, and he said something to the effect of, it's impossible for a third-party candidate to get elected. We need to get elected as one of the two parties and make changes from inside. What's your response to that?
Why? Why is it impossible? We've seen third-party candidates get elected elsewhere. We've seen independents get elected elsewhere. It's not impossible. It's just harder. And it tells me that he just doesn't want to work as hard.
Regarding your property tax vision, I didn't purchase my house, I inherited a house.
Mhm.
So the last time my house was on the market was in 1968 when my parents bought it. What would be a fair market value?
Inflation.
So you would go back to the 1968 and then whatever inflation has
Yes.
been since then
Yep,
would be the
track
fair
inflation
market value?
So use the Fed track inflation to actually determine the current fair market value.
I wanted to ask about your agricultural policy. You mentioned in water quality not allowing farmers to use certain pesticides or herbicides close to running water. Do you have any opinions on the use of pesticides in general as Iowa deals with high cancer rates?
So, yes, I do. Pesticides are necessary, and that is kind of the largest reason on, all right, you're still going to spray your field because we still need crops. We still need corn, we still need soybeans, we still need to feed the nation. We just need to not spray those so close to open waterways. Now, it's like your private pond. We have no interaction with your private pond. That is yours. If it's an open waterway source, then that's where the regulations will fall into. As I've mentioned before, my parents, who were sitting over there, they are farmers. They raise corn, they raise soybeans, they raise a little bit of alfalfa, I believe still. Then they're primarily cattle ranchers, and they do have a few hogs, just because we like bacon.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Excellent. Thank you.
Appreciate it.